With this week's new and trending AI tools you cannot afford to miss. And just this week, in fact, in the last 24 hours, ChatGPT got insanely more useful. If you haven't already downloaded it for your Mac, you want to make sure to grab it and drop it into your applications folder. The reason why is that now it can see everything you code and make it better. Let me show you what I mean. Now, I'm using Apple's Xcode to make an iOS Tide Times app. By the way, I put a video out about that a couple of weeks ago that you should go and watch if you haven't done so already. It's insane, and it shows you how to use AI only to make your own iOS app. Anyway, I've been messing around and the kind of user interface is not looking the best it could here in the simulator. So I've got the code open here, ready to work with. Now, usually I'd copy and paste this into ChatGPT, or I'd go over into Cursor to get this updated and then come back to Xcode. Well, now all I need to do with the ChatGPT app installed is hit Option and Space, or Alt and Space, and you'll see ChatGPT appears down here the bottom of my screen. Now, this is a brand new icon here that can see apps I'm working with. So I can click this and look at this. Xcode requires permissions. I just click Enable. And then once I've granted permission, it is now working with Xcode. So I can ask it something. And in plain English, I've just typed in, make my tide graph view look much nicer. Now you'll see it's looked at Xcode. It's suggesting visual improvements here. And here's the final example that it's writing out for me from the start. This will give your graph a polished, professional, and visually engaging look. Let me know if you'd like any further tweaks or explanations, even with a blushing smiley face emoji. That's cool, right? Now, sadly, it doesn't edit my code for me in Xcode, but I'm going to click copy here. And now we'll go ahead and paste that code in, and I'm going to rebuild the app and look at the preview. And now look at this. ChatGPT has made my graph look so much nicer. It's placed those time labels in a really nice position, and it's even giving up and down arrows there with a now by the red dot, which is glowing there. That's pretty cool. Just by using the ChatGPT Desktop App, I have made that alteration with simply a prompt and a copy and paste. Now, I'm feeling like I'm on a roll here, so I'm going to go back in and I'm going to work with Xcode and ask ChatGPT Desktop App, can you make this view nicer too? And it already knows that I'm working with the upcoming tides view. It's working on making it more visually appealing. It's thinking about it, and now it's writing out the Swift code that, again, I'll just be able to copy and paste into Xcode. Boom, the changes are made. Now it's telling me exactly what it's done. That's really nice. I'm going to scroll back up to all of that code right there in my desktop app. Copy, go over here to Xcode, Command A, Command V, and then rebuild the app, and let's have a look. Wow, okay, this is pretty good. I need a little bit of scrolling, but do you know what? ChatGPT has already made the app look much nicer and much more enticing just with 2 prompts on the desktop app. I can't even begin to describe how powerful this feature is. Before, just 2 weeks ago, I was showing you a stack where you go back and forth between Xcode and Cursor and you use Claude, but now you can just install ChatGPT, connect it to Xcode, and tell it what you want in natural English, and it does it for you. Next up, I'd kind of like to change the color scheme. I'm feeling that bright white and blues and greens, not kind of my style. Let's see what the desktop app can do for me. So again, back in, working with Xcode, and I don't really know what part of my app I need to change to update the style. So let's ask ChatGPT. So I'm just asking, how would I update my app styles to look nicer? I'm bored of whites, blues, and greens. I'd like something more coastal and darker with gradients. Okay, and again, here's the full code. I can copy and then Command A, Command V, paste, and then let's rebuild the app. Boom, we're into the app, and look at that. Oh, it's loaded up in a much darker mode with a stormy night sea theme view. 3 prompts. Okay, that's great. So ChatGPT Desktop App, Fantastic for coding. But what about more menial stuff? I'm going to open up my terminal here on the Mac and make it bigger so you can see what's going on. Now you'll see I've got a messy desktop with videos, some logos there, maybe a bunch of, there's a PDF document as well. So let's get ChatGPT to clean this all up. First of all, it needs to see some context. So I'm going to connect it to my terminal here and I'm going to say my desktop is messy. Clean it. Here we go. It's giving me the commands to run. So let's copy and paste. And that's telling me to change the directory to my desktop. Then it's telling me to make some folders, and it's made some folders for me. And then it's giving me the commands to move and organize all those files into folders. So let's run that. And whoa, okay, my desktop, just with 3 commands from ChatGPT, is completely clean. That's really cool. So now let's sort by name and get those all nice and tidy and have a look in documents. Yes, there is my PDF. Let's go into images, and yes, there are all my images. Let's look at videos, and yes, there are all my videos. ChatGPT can automate stuff. Now, that was just a simple task, but imagine you've got hundreds or thousands of files that need renaming or reorganizing. This is how easy it is to do it with the ChatGPT Desktop app. Finally, for now, I wonder if it can make me healthier. I've got my Tesco shopping list up here, and I'm going to ask it to work with my text editor. Once I've enabled that functionality, let's type to ChatGPT, make me healthier. And what has it done? Well, not only has it split everything out into nice, helpful categories, but it's removed crisps, ice cream, and biscuits. Hang on. I may miss those. And look at this. I've got air-popped popcorn, kale chips, seaweed snacks, frozen Greek yogurt, banana nice cream, coconut milk ice cream, and oatmeal cookies with whole grain crackers, dates, and dried figs as well. So you see now ChatGPT can see the context of your code and help you improve. It can organize and declutter your desktop and do other manual tasks on your computer. And it can even make you healthier by looking at shopping lists in your text editor. ChatGPT on your desktop. I'll link the post below where you can download it and try it for yourself. And if you're enjoying what you see so far, do throw a like and subscribe to my channel as I'm doing updates like this weekly. Next up, and in the interest of fairness, Google actually released a brand new model this week that seems to have done quite well in certain charts. In fact, arguably better than some OpenAI models. It's called Gemini Experimental 1114. Let's go to Xcode, reset my app so it looks exactly like it did before ChatGPT made all those alterations, and we'll see what this new Gemini model from Google can do with Swift code. So I'll start with the tide graph view code, as that's what I did first with ChatGPT. Command A, Command C. Now I'm going to have to copy and paste it to the model. I can't give the model context of what's on my screen like the desktop app, but it's worth trying. And let's say improve this visually. And then put the code in. Okay, it knows it's working with Swift UI, the tide graph view, and it's thinking about what it's doing. And now it's writing out all this code, which I will copy and paste back into Xcode. And we'll see how this Gemini experimental model does. Back into Xcode, paste it in, and we'll rebuild the app to see what Gemini has done with its latest model. Sadly, on the first build, it's given me a bunch of issues, so I think I'm going to have to copy and paste them back to Gemini and see if it can fix this. Sadly, it's being really lazy, and it's given me part of the code and then saying as provided above, so I think I'm going to have to stop this and prompt it again. Give all code to fix this file. Got it. Let's consolidate. Okay, yes, it's writing tide graph view again from the start, hopefully with code that works this time. Okay, it seems to have finished. Let's copy it and let's go ahead and paste all over that code and see if build fails. No, it's not playing the game. It's getting closer. Let's copy these errors over and see if Gemini can fix them with their latest model. So fix this. No. Build failed. Build failed. Oh my goodness. So I've just hit Command Z a few times. Maybe I'm open to the fact it may have been my prompting that was the error. So I'm now with the code that worked before. I'm going to go back to this new Gemini Experimental model. I'm going to create a new prompt here. And again, here it's saying rest of the time range and height range code remains the same. Give all code, don't leave anything out. Let's try that. Oh, wait, look, it did do something. It is working. It's kind of different. There's a nice little diagonal line now, gradient shading, and yes, the tide graph is in a faded card. It definitely looks slightly different, but I had to do a lot of work just to show you that. I don't think I'm going to try and alter any further aspects of the app using the new Gemini Experimental 1114. I'm sure if it had more context or it could see my full code base, it could do a lot better. But for now, that's where it's at. And it's probably better at other things. Normal AI chats, I'm sure it does exceedingly well, which is why it's ranking well in the charts. If you can tell me what the new Gemini Experimental model is really good at, I'd be open to hearing your feedback in the comments down below. And finally this week, we're going to have some fun making logos with AI, but open source AI using the latest Flux image generation model. This is Logo Creator, and I'll link it up, by the way, down below. And it's made by Together AI, and they are a well-known company in the AI space. Now, you need to create an account to get started, but the best thing about this is it's open source. The code is available on GitHub, and you can actually look at the stack they're using to generate logos, such as the latest Flux Pro 1.1. They're using Next.js and a bunch of other stuff in the background to make this all function for you. So with the knowledge it's all free and open source and worth a try, let's click sign in and we'll continue with my Google account. Okay, once connected, I can choose a company name. So obviously I'm going to put in here Creator Magic, and then I can choose a style. Let's start with flashy to start with. Now we can choose colors, which is really good because I do have a color scheme. Let's go for yellow and a background of black. And then additional information, wizard and magic and stars. Okay, we'll just give that as the additional context and we'll generate our first logo. Whoa. Okay, now notice I had 3 credits, now I'm down to 2. They give you 3 free tries of this model before you need to put in your API key up here from Together AI. You can go over to together.ai to go and get that API key and you can keep on generating. So that's not too bad. If I like that and I want to use it, I can download it and that is my first logo. Let's try again. Let's go for modern and let's remove the additional info just to see what it comes up with my company name of Creator Magic. Yeah. I'm not particularly digging it, but there you go. That's my second generation. One more chance to make this rock. Let's give it a go. This time we'll change the primary color to red and we'll go for a background of gray. And let's generate and see what my last credit will get me. Well, there we go. Personally, I think I could have done better in a couple of minutes with something like Photoshop or Adobe Express. But you have a go, try out your 3 free credits and let me know what you get. Actually, why don't you share them in the community? Come and join my AI community. It's linked up down below. We're talking about all the latest AI tools, AI and no code, AI and content creation, and a lot more. So I really hope to see you over in the community. Meanwhile, I hope you've enjoyed the update. Like and subscribe. And there is a video showing up on your screen right now that you should definitely watch next. Thanks.